On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And we're your local town idiots.
We are coming off of royally fucking up a cameo.
We just made the biggest error you could make on Cameo.
Now, we'll keep it anonymous.
Well, I want to keep it anonymous only because I don't know when they're getting the cameo or when it's being presented to them, but we got a cameo from somebody for their sister.
Okay, so it didn't say sister. It just said to a girl from a girl, and then it said recently engaged, and it said, death to her single life. Please just improv a little obituary to her single life. And she loves cats and reading and all this stuff. And we're like, oh my gosh, how sweet. So we did an obituary, and we're like, oh my God, she's off the market. This beautiful woman just swooped her up.
But it was her sister.
And we sent it, and her sister wrote to us. Her sister was such a gem. She was so nice. She's like, I am laughing so hard. Like, I am her sister. I'm not her lover.
So we fully sent like this message and we are we're so happy for you guys.
Yeah, we hope you two have a wonderful marriage.
Oh my God.
You know what? You never know what you're going to get with Cameo.
We made it right. We fixed it.
We made it right away. And
we're just dumb.
We just don't get it.
We were on a roll too tonight. I feel like we were we were just having so much fun, just working through them. We had like our little list, just checking them off.
Cameo has come through. You guys are amazing.
We've done a lot of cameos.
40 something in the last 2 weeks.
It's crazy. We just have so much fun doing them. At first, we were both apprehensive. We're like, us? Cameo? What do you mean?
We're we're cringy, but now I really enjoy it.
It's fun for us to do because I feel like we're just sending idiot messages to each other, but with other people.
Love it.
Love it.
Oh my God, we saw a lot of each other this week.
We did. We saw too much.
Too much.
Never too much. We say all the time, we were saying even today, we're like, we really are soulmates.
Oh yeah.
We were talking, and we have this conversation a lot of there's different kinds of love, and there's so many different ways to love, and all these things. And
totally.
You have your husband, obviously you're in love with. You can be in love with your partner, whoever, but
right.
It's
there's different soulmate. My husband's my soulmate. You're my soulmate. My mom's my soulmate.
Totally. You're just different connections to different people. And some friends you're like, you're my homie, but we're not soulmates like that.
I know. I feel like I always say, a psychic told my sister once.
Yeah.
But a psychic told my sister once that our souls run in soul circles.
They say that a lot. There's this one guy who wrote this book, and I forget what it is, but essentially it's about how your soul leaves and goes home to recharge. And then comes back with your people. So you're running with the same crew.
Love it.
Which is why some people act more like parents to their parents.
Uh-huh.
Or, I mean, there's all kinds of things there that they say. But I also, again, I waver between, what the fuck is this? Come on. We're just bugs on a planet.
Well, when you said that we go home to recharge, I'm picturing us like Teslas. We go into a garage and get plugged in.
I mean, God, I wish I could remember his name. I have it. It's called Many Lives, Many something. I think it's in that book that he talks about going home and your soul goes back and reconnects and blah, blah, blah. I talked about this, I feel a bit with Brittany Ferlin when I was on her podcast. You were there for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anything.
I don't know. I've also heard that dying is like just walking into another room. Like it's like heaven is here.
Oh, I'm too tired. Do not make me walk. Imagine. What if it was
floating into another room? I want to float. I can't wait to float.
Oh my God, cool.
Amazing.
Defying gravity, babes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but back to seeing each other a lot this week. So Friday.
Sorry, I just wanted to tell our love story. What's that website? Like The Knot or whatever, when people get married, they write their whole fucking love story out.
Dude, The Knot planning my wedding was a great... Well, first of all, you bought me a book that it was like a planner.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, like people get you sweet stuff for your wedding and like, you know, I think sometimes you don't use it. But literally you bought me this book and it came to my house and I used the fuck out of it. It was a lifesaver, game changer. And then also The Knot was...
No, I'm glad you loved it and I'm glad you found it helpful. I always try and give people helpful things for gifts.
Just a saint.
I'm just the best.
Oh my God.
No, not always. No, but in times like that, for like occasions or things like that, which is, hey, back to us, back to the show, why we're eventually going to tell you how to write a fucking obituary in a book and plan the best funeral ever in a book.
Yes.
But not for a long time, because writing a book takes some time. But yes, we've been seeing each other a lot lately.
Simon & Schuster, Penguin House, Random House.
Sure.
Random.com.
Place your bids, boys.
Yeah, we're waiting.
But we've been seeing each other a lot lately. We went to a concert together for Valentine's Day, excuse me.
Yeah, we went to a concert. You also went to Dita Von Teese.
I did for Valentine's Day. It was so nice.
I got to watch Hot Dog.
You babysat Hot Dog for me.
And now she's acting.
She's acting different since she's been at Madison. I run a tight ship over here with her. She is not allowed to do anything. I'm like a strict parent, and Madison's the parent that's like, her kids are running around, just fucking going nuts, eating her food.
Doris is a bad girl sometimes, and I think she probably put something in her ear.
Your dogs are wild. They'll like come in with like a fucking big ass cactus in their mouth, and you're like, how'd they get that?
No, you called me out for this because I thought that I would not be a pushover. I thought I would be like, I am like you. Like, I thought I was going to run a tight ship. Like, they are going to respect me. And literally, I was telling you, I'm like, well, I was meaning to cut that cactus. There was a rotten piece. Like,
I know. Anytime they do anything wrong, you're like, well, I was gonna change that anyway.
They're good. They don't chew, which is good. They don't chew baseboards. They don't chew anything.
Except for your headphones, your chargers, your fucking... Oh, no.
They just steal dirty laundry and drag it outside. And
you're like, well, I was going to get rid of that anyway.
I was actually going to go outside and drag it through the dirt. Anyway.
Well, I was telling you the other day, it was so funny. Hot Dog came up and stole food off of the plate and walked away and went to her bed with it. And it was the funniest thing. And it made me happy because I'm not that strict. She just happens to be a very like sleepy, chill dog. Mm-hmm. Like she's not hyperactive at all. Unless she sees a fucking squirrel, loses her mind.
She's looking at a squirrel.
Don't say it.
She's looking at us.
Don't say it. But she's very chill. And so... I love when she does something dog-like because sometimes I'm like, can you do something?
Yeah.
And she just went and stole a piece of food off the plate and walked away. And I wasn't even mad because I was like, well, I mean, that's funny. She doesn't do that ever. She's not food motivated at all, which is such like the thing. Like she does not care about food wherever. I mean, she's been to so many restaurants everywhere. Mm-hmm. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
Doesn't care about anything but those smelly bully sticks.
Oh, God. I know. Desi and Doris, too, just love them. Those smelly little expensive. I'm like, really? You need the most expensive treat?
I think I got her one when she was a baby.
You got Doris hooked on bully sticks.
Yeah, she's got expensive taste like her uncle.
I know.
So that's what's going on in our lives right now. We're just having a blast.
Just a blast. This weather here in California and Los Angeles is wild. It was 90 degrees one day and
snowing in Pasadena the next.
Oh, we could call Erica Jane.
Yeah, Erica Jane. Hello. Maybe she was telling the truth the whole time.
Well,
turns out she kind of was with all that shit. Huh. And now don't you all feel like fools?
Yeah.
All right, let's get shit started here. What you got for me this week?
Quick little housekeeping. We had an ICU nurse message us about COVID patients donating organs, and I guess some of them can. So I wanted to clear that up. Yes.
Interesting. I think I saw one message. I don't know if it was the same one or not. I feel like we got a few, but saying like, oh, well, corneas can absolutely still be.
Yeah. So my apologies.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Hey, we say it all the time. We're not professionals.
Honey.
Professional idiots, maybe, but not doctors.
I told you, don't work at H&R Block. Not a doctor.
Not a doctor.
I have a hilarious story from a G-off.
Love it.
God, we just can't get away from the rat saga.
Oh, please.
I mean, I feel like we always talk about it, but this story is so good. This G-off wrote in, I'm going to keep her anonymous.
Okay. If we don't know, we don't say it.
Yeah.
That's our policy.
Yes.
If we crop something wrong or screenshot something wrong, sorry.
If you want to be mentioned, message us.
Messenger us.
Messenger us, okay?
What was your first screen name?
I had one that was Poodle Princess.
Ooh.
And then I had another one that was when I went through a straight edge phase, Poison Free.
Ooh.
Poison XXX Free.
Ooh.
But I spelt poison wrong. And then Baby Doobs was another one because my brother has always called me Baby Doobs because he said I used to run around when I was a little kid like I was fucking crazy and like I had
Not
just
surprising.
smoked a doobie. Yeah. So it's a Baby Doobs. What about you?
I had a few. I remember them. I think my first one of my first ones was I wanted like punk for life.
Love it.
But it was, you know how they had like the auto suggestions where it like enter 3 keywords and we'll make one for you?
Uh-huh.
And I entered like punk for life or something, and it ended up being like Lift Punk 6 or something, and I went with it. I was like, all right, yeah, that's right.
Lift Punk, that's punk rock.
You haven't heard of them. It's punk rock. Mm-hmm. It's more punk rock to be Lift Punk than it is to be punk for life.
Love it.
Different.
Love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, this Geoff said, oh my God. I've been listening to older episodes while I wait for new ones to come out, and the house mouse saga reminded me. A rat stole my Grammy's dentures.
What?
She set them down, left to do something, and when she returned, the bastard had them in his mouth. Oh my God. She and my mama chased this fucker all over the kitchen before they rescued poor Grammy's teeth. Can you imagine? We still talk about it.
I'm picturing
That
this
damn
rat running around like, cheese.
I would try to keep him as a pet at that point.
Oh my God, when you're here, you have family.
Yeah. Olive
Not
Garden.
me. You're getting a trap. I have 2 things that I found on Reddit that I wanted to talk about. It's 2 of those Am I the Asshole segments.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This might need to be a regular segment.
I know. I think there's someone out there, though, who does like...
Oh.
She does like Reddit thing. Well, I don't know if she does... These are all funeral focused. So actually, I will do actually whatever I want. Okay. And I don't care about what you're doing on Reddit because I'm doing my own thing.
And if you had a manager, we'd speak to them.
Yeah. Can we speak to your manager? Unless it's the same manager that we have. Okay. This one says, am I the asshole for telling my cousin he can't do an interpretive dance at my dad's funeral?
Oh my God, here we go.
I get this might be a no-brainer to some, but hear me out. My dad passed a couple of days ago. It was a long time coming and only made worse by COVID. I'm handling the funeral arrangements as I was named executor of his estate. I included my aunts and uncle in the planning process out of respect. While we were discussing, my aunt said my cousin wants to perform an interpretive dance at the church in front of the casket to, quote, bid my father farewell. So I said no, absolutely not. For one, this is all happening in a church. The priest would have a stroke. Next, my cousin is not a good dancer. It's his hobby, and I'm very happy he found something he loves. But I don't feel my dad's funeral is the right venue to showcase his moves to Candle in the Wind. My aunt is having a fit, and my cousin is also extremely upset and has accused me of not letting him say goodbye to him in his own way.
Oh.
I told him that he's more than welcome to have a dance at the grave whenever he wants, but the funeral isn't the time. Another cousin told me that he was planning to record it for a YouTube video.
Oh.
Which is a hard no. I don't think it's respectful, and I think my dad would have hated the thing turning into a spectacle. Am I the asshole? And everyone was like, you are definitely not the asshole. And I agree.
I think she's respectful for meeting him in the middle and honoring, like...
Go do whenever you want. You can pay him a visit and do your... Oh, but the second they talked about filming a YouTube video, are you kidding me?
No.
It would have been sent to us. I know that.
Maybe do it. No, yeah, that's tough.
Crazy the things that people have to deal with. I feel like weddings can be like that, but funerals are even more of a tense moment of like, no, you're not going to do this.
Totally.
If I had a cousin that was like, I'm doing an interpretive dance at your dad's funeral, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You're not doing that.
With funerals, everyone's on autopilot and just trying to survive.
Totally.
You know?
Fully.
We don't need a dance.
No. And then...
If that was the father's favorite fucking thing... Cool, do it.
It also depends on the person, right? Because if the dad was like this serious guy, like imagine he's like Red from that 70s show or something. Just like angry dad, and then like the kid's doing a fucking interpretive dance.
If you hated him.
Oh my God. Yeah, maybe do it for a scathing funeral. Okay, and then this next one says, am I the asshole if I don't want my man going to his ex's grandmother's funeral dinner?
Sweet. Ex's?
So she doesn't want her boyfriend going to his ex's grandmother's funeral dinner. So listen to the whole thing. It says, my boyfriend is in the process of divorcing his ex. Her grandmother passed away and her viewing is today. My boyfriend was extremely close to his ex's grandmother. I have zero issues with him going to the viewing, but only he is invited, which I can understand, but he was invited to dinner after the viewing, which is going to be with his ex and their family, and he accepted. Am I being the asshole here because I won't let him go and I don't want him going?
I don't think she's being an asshole, but I don't think that you should keep him from that.
Everyone voted she was the asshole.
I don't think she's being an asshole.
I do. Because I'm like, you were married. Or he was married to this person.
No, totally. I agree that he should go.
His family. It's fine to express your feelings always. And if you're like, God, it just makes me a little uncomfortable that you're going to the dinner with just her and the... But it's also a funeral. And he was apparently extremely, she wrote in caps, extremely close to the grandmother.
No, yeah. Maybe, yeah, she is the asshole then. Because also, if he wants to be with you, he's going to be with you. If he wants to be with
that's the thing. It's like
you can't help that.
Insecurities, which I think everyone has insecurities in their relationships in some capacity or
That's
another.
That's why I'm like, oh, I don't think she's an asshole. Like, everyone has their thing, but...
But I'm like, it's a funeral. And also, the older I get, the more... I mean, I just have the mentality of like, okay, if you don't want to be with me, then don't be with me.
Yeah.
Or like, if I'm going to... Like, this is the real problem, ma'am. If you're worried about losing your man, you're losing your boyfriend to his ex because he goes to attend her grandmother's funeral, then like you got other fish to fry.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Crazy.
True.
All right. Well, sorry. I feel like apologizing. I feel like we've taken up so much of their time. I think it's time that we get this thing going here. So I'm up first this week. Do you have a side bitch?
I do. I'm going to probably bring the mood down a little. So before I read this side bitch, I just want to give a trigger warning. It is about suicide and dying by suicide. It's sad. It's tragic, but I don't know. And I know it sounds so cheesy, but like something was telling me like, just read it.
It's like my grandma's obituary. You're like, so I'm going to bring the mood down, but something was just telling me to do it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, thanks. The person's name is Spencer. The obituary was written by his mom. It says, my beautiful son, Spencer, of High Falls, New York, took his own life in his fraternity room at Penn State State College, PA. What's PA? Philadelphia?
What?
What's PA again?
Would you ask a little louder?
What is PA?
Pennsylvania.
Early in the morning of Friday, February 17th, 2012. Is it February 7th? It's February 7th. That's why I'm reading it. It's the anniversary of it. It's February 17th today. 10 years. He was 21 years old. I know. Spencer is survived by his brother, his mother, his father, and his grandmother. Spencer's funeral will be held at Copeland Funeral Home. And then it goes on and it says, in lieu of flowers, donations may be made in Spencer's name to benspeaks.org, an organization founded by my in-laws to help prevent teen suicide. Spencer loved to be always moving. As a baby, he could be held close only in sleep. As soon as he could stand, he was jumping. As soon as he could walk, he was running. Once when we were in New York City's Central Park, we came upon a ring of people listening to the haunting Peruvian flutes. Spencer, who was 2, ran into the empty space and began to dance. He turned round and round, he jumped, he rolled on the ground, and came up waving his arms. Spencer loved to dance and later even studied dance in New Paltz. But he gave up dance for baseball, the more manly sport. Later it was lacrosse and football. Spencer, like all boys in our society, began looking for ways to be a man, as if being himself were not enough. I remember the rage and frustration he felt in Little League when he struck out, the unbearable self-hatred. My unending gratitude to Frank Coddington, a coach who saw something special in Spencer and helped Spencer develop what he could be good at, his speed. Spencer was always fast. It seems early on Spencer felt he was not good enough. I don't know why, but I do know it's something many young people feel today. But how much teen and youth suicide do we have to endure? In 2007, suicide was the 3rd leading cause of death for young people ages 15 to 24. There is despair among the young of our society that springs from a misapprehension of what it means to be human. Every human needs to feel special, to feel that he or she belongs as a valued member, to feel appreciated and honored by others. But so many of us don't. In our huge anonymous schools and conformist youth culture, in our adult world of fame and wealth, social climbing and cool, competition and winning seems to be the only means of finding what we need. We have lost our way. Love and tolerance is the way. The antithesis of teenage culture. As adults, we preach love and tolerance at school, then fail to lead by example. In business and sports and entertainment and personal relationships and in the media. How often do adults place people before profit? A helping hand before blame, caring ahead of winning, others ahead of self. Spencer's true nature was one of extreme sensitivity. He was easily and deeply wounded. He cried when others were cruel. When Spencer was in 6th grade, he told me he thought he should see a doctor because at times, water came out of his eyes. Of course, he was not crying. That was not manly. But Spencer was very smart, resourceful, ambitious, and determined. As he grew, he built a new and tougher personality. A personality of cool, of fun, of hard work, and goals. He built stubborn walls to protect that fragile self. He constructed a defensive, brittle confidence. He made friends, he gave parties, he got drunk, he achieved Eagle Scout, he drove fast. What Spencer really wanted more than anything else was closeness. He wanted to be a doctor so he could help others. He was an EMT. How ironic, how typical. His own walls and drive to be the best kept him apart from the closeness he craved. Ever determined, he worked hard on understanding what he was doing wrong, how he could be a better person, a better friend, and I think he was really beginning to get it. Drinking sabotaged all that. Seductive, deadly alcohol. The drug that brings down the walls and helps us feel close as long as we're drunk. The drug that circles back and rakes out your heart. The afternoon before Spencer died, he called me between classes. He was thrilled and excited about a lecture he'd just heard about nanotechnology and medicine. This is the future, he said. This is what's going to pull our country out of recession. Spencer had just won an internship for the summer. He was planning on applying to a med school that emphasized the special relationship between doctor and patient. He was excited about his future. That night, Spencer got very, very drunk. Binge drinking at college has been a regular thing since freshman year. Why didn't he get the proper help? Thursday night was one of those binge drinking nights at the frat. He had a fight with his best friend. He said he was going to kill himself. He locked his door and did it. He did not leave a note. He did not look for help. Alcohol brought down those prefabricated walls, and all that was left was thoughtless pain. It was stupid and impulsive, and he would not have done this thing if he had not been drunk. Spencer had plans and goals, and family that loved him. He knew this. We talked about it. Spencer said he would never do such a thing, but he did, because of alcohol. The drunken impulse in a moment of despair that can never be taken back. Kids drink this way because they need to escape their own false personalities. They strive to be the best, to be cool, to be popular and successful. Underneath, it's all about the same old human needs: to feel valued, to feel important and special, to belong, to be loved. Lectures and platitudes to the young will never change their society. We must all be the agents of change. Our society, as it gets bigger and more global, must evolve just as our species has evolved. Each of us, at work in the office, at home, in the post office, at the grocery store, and in the government, must honor and value each person we encounter. How would your day be if, instead of trying to be right, you were trying to help? In the media, we must pay homage to the ordinary hero. Not the superstar, but the man who goes to work and loves his kids, the person of integrity who has the courage of his convictions. The culture of children in huge schools should not be left to run amok with misguided values, churning out young men and women who believe that social status is the measure of their worth. It is more than destructive. It is brutal and de-evolution of humanity. Now Spencer, finally, is at rest, and I hold him close with me. Please hold him close as I do, in your mind and your spirit. Remember the meaning of this tragedy. If a young man or woman says, maybe I'll kill myself, tell someone. Don't leave him alone. If a young man or woman drinks too much, say something. It's not a game, it's a symptom. And let us find and encourage within ourselves, within our society, those gifts that make each of us special. Not star power, not intellectual prowess, but the ineffable mystery and extraordinary beauty of the simple human heart.
Aww.
Aww.
Powerful.
Very powerful.
I mean, it's really sad, and I think that not everyone, but I know just from us talking and like our friendship and stuff, that both of us have been at places in our lives where it's like so hard to feel like it's ever going to be different, or that it's ever going to be
okay,
better, or that shit's ever going to be normal, or am I ever going to be a fucking functioning human? I can't picture myself being a successful adult, and
yeah,
it's corny as it fucking sounds, but it does get better.
It does, but it's also so hard to see. Like when you don't feel like yourself and you feel like your mind or your body is like turning on you, it's like the weirdest.
A mental block, it's impossible to see past sometimes, or see to the other side of it. Very sad, but I think it's so true what they were saying, and it is very important to lead by example. And I think like especially right now, like we live in a country that is so divided and so angry, and there's so much passion on the good front of it. I think there's a lot of people that are very passionate about a lot of things, but it's also, I just think we're in such like a weird time where, especially with like the rise of social media, the suicide rates in young kids has gone up so much. And I can't imagine being a teenager nowadays. If the shit that I was doing when I was a teenager and the times that I fucked up were being live streamed or being on TikTok,
ruin your life.
1000%. And you can tell people like, don't put that online or don't put this online, but people, you don't understand at that age. It's an age where your heartbreak feels like it's going to be the only time in your life you found true love. And
I mean, even in our 30s or like 20s, I'm like, there's shit that I have done, mistakes I've made that I would never want. I would never want someone to judge me for those time.
Well, I think that's the point. As a human, you're trying to constantly evolve and better yourself. And it's when you're not evolving and you're not trying to better yourself that I'm like, yeah, okay, you probably kind of suck. But it's like, I think most people, there is good in most people. And it's just, I mean, I'm absolutely not who I was when I was a teenager. I'm absolutely not who I was when I was in my early 20s, mid 20s. Like, you're constantly a changing person.
Totally. Oh, I'm sorry to bring it down, but
I mean, it's real. It's death. Death is a real thing. People do die by suicide frequently, all the time, and it's fucking sad, and it's a sad reality.
Today's February 17th. He passed on February 17th. It's the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah. So it just maybe somebody needs to hear that message today, that it's fucking gets better. Okay, well, where do we go from here? We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. And we're back.
Spencer, what's got you spinning in your coffin?
Well, you should be asking me what's got me exploding in my coffin.
Oh, no.
Almost a year ago, back in the Patreon days, I looked, and this was actually back in March of 2021. I told you a story about a woman named Jeannie Safran.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to refresh your memory and share it with all the Geoffs. Do you remember her?
No.
You will.
I will?
Yeah. So Jeannie Safran was born on March 20th of 1921 in Edmonton, London, and she had a rough life. She had a birth defect which stunted her mental growth, keeping her mind in a very childlike state, meaning she was never able to care for herself or live on her own as an adult.
Okay.
When she was 61 years old, she reportedly still had the mental age of a 6-year-old and was living with her 82-year-old father, Jack, where he properly looked after her.
Mm-hmm. I still don't remember this.
Okay, so she's 61. It's September 15th, 1982. Jeannie was at home with her dad and brother-in-law, Don Carroll. They sat down for dinner. Jeannie's in her usual spot at the table, sitting in the chair.
Why are you laughing?
It's horrible. It's horrible. And Alex... She's sitting in her chair at the table when suddenly a flash hits. Jack looks over, horrified to see that Jeannie is on fire. Wait, do you remember this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, didn't fire come out of her mouth?
So listen, she's been sitting... This is horrible and fucked up. Don't think we're monsters. Listen, you guys, I'll get to it. She'd been sitting with her hands in her lap when all of a sudden she was engulfed in flames. Quote, she didn't scream, cry, nothing. She just let the flames consume her. Dawn said that when the fire reached her face, she belched flames that shot out of her mouth like a dragon, and she was making a roaring noise.
No!
Why did they write it like this?
Why?
Jack and Don were able to put out the fire and get her to the hospital, but she slipped into a coma and died as a result of the burns 8 days later. Horrible. When investigators looked into it, there was no obvious source of the fire. They assumed that it could have perhaps been the firelight, but that was across the room. She wasn't close to it at all, so it just didn't make sense. Jeannie's case has been held as an example of spontaneous human combustion by paranormal researchers and authors as well. So, you know, my coffin spinner today, we're getting into spontaneous human combustion.
Oh, my favorite.
Okay, and listen, because we're probably going to laugh.
Gone tomorrow.
We're probably going to laugh during this. Hopefully we evolve from the people who laugh at human combustion, but it's just so wild. We're still growing.
It's so wild.
Now, the basic Wikipedia explanation of spontaneous human combustions, sometimes shortened to SHC, is the pseudoscientific concept of the combustion of a living or recently deceased human body without an apparent external source of ignition. In addition to reported cases, descriptions of the alleged phenomenon appear in literature, and both types have been observed to share common characteristics in terms of circumstances and the remains of the victims. Scientific investigations have attempted to analyze reported instances of SHC and have resulted in hypotheses regarding potential causes and mechanisms, including victim behavior and habits, alcohol consumption, and proximity to potential sources of ignition, as well as the behavior of fires that consume melted fats. Natural explanations, as well as unverified natural phenomena, have been proposed to explain reports of spontaneous human combustion, and current scientific consensus is that purported cases of SHC involve overlooked and external sources of ignition. So I think what they're essentially saying there, it's very scientific, is that there has to be a loose gas line or something else responsible for the explosion.
Okay,
they're saying
but why is it only that one person?
I know. It's bizarre. We're going to get into all of it, but when it comes to recently deceased spontaneous human combustion, like they were just talking about, I think it's referring to situations more like the exploding caskets or possibly like King Henry VIII. But I covered exploding caskets back on episode 9, where the sealed casket essentially becomes a pressure cooker and bursts from accumulated gases and fluids. of the decomposing body, which makes a little more sense, right? Because the body is leaking gases, but it's in this sealed shut container. So it's a lot more easy to imagine that happening than somebody just randomly exploding.
I've seen pictures of like the aftermath, and it's just wild to think like someone was just standing there like getting out of bed and then their like shoes are just left or whatever.
I know. According to the news outlet The Independent, the theory of spontaneous human combustion was first brought forth by a Danish doctor named Thomas Bartholin in 1641 in his book titled Historiarum Anatomicum Rorium, which, wow, rolls off the tongue. You explode. God, you know what? Give it up. All those old books have the craziest fucking titles. Get a life.
Get a life.
Hello. Anyway, he talks about strange medical marvels in his writings, and he talks about the death of an Italian knight named Paulinus Vorsitius. Oh no, she's gone again.
I'm back!
Just her shoes.
It brought me back!
Yeah! Welcome. No, but it talks about this Italian knight named Paulinus of Vorstius, who I guess had a few glasses of strong wine with his parents at home in Milan when he burped fire, succumbed to the flames, and died. It's just the burping. See, this is the thing. If we were sitting together, Madison, and you burped flames and roared like a dragon, I would lose my fucking mind. I would
too. I would be crying, laughing.
I would lose my mind. Like, I would maybe I'd get it together enough to throw some water at your head.
But maybe not.
I don't even know. That's how she went.
What if I just burped flames and set you on fire?
Oh my God. Well, I wouldn't be happy then. So I ended up reading about something called the wick effect, which kind of goes hand in hand with spontaneous human combustion. The wick effect theory says a person is kept aflame through their own fats after being ignited, so accidentally or otherwise. The clothed human body acts like an inside-out candle, so picture it. It's like a candle if the wick was on the outside and the wick is the clothes, and then the person is the wax.
Wild. Okay.
Since there's a continuous supply of fuel in the form of melting fat seeping into the victim's clothing, fat contains a large amount of energy due to the presence of long hydrocarbon chains. Scientists have claimed that several notable cases of spontaneous human combustion may have been people suffering from this wick effect, like Mary Reeser from St. Petersburg, Florida, who apparently went up in flames while smoking a cigarette. It reminds me of like Beetlejuice or something. The fat, which over time had been absorbed by her clothing, likely acted as fuel for the fire. At the scene, investigators found melted fat in the rug near Mary's body, which is fucking horrifying to picture.
These are real.
Yes.
Oh my.
Okay, well, listen to this. Dr. John Irving Bentley is another famous instance of spontaneous human combustion. In the 60s, the former physician was 92 years old when he spontaneously combusted in the bathroom of his Pennsylvania home. All that was left of the aged doctor, quote, was the lower half of his right leg with the slipper still on it.
Oh, see? That's why I'm like, this is not real.
The rest of his body had been reduced to a pile of ashes in the basement below.
I would be so pissed.
That's so crazy. His walker lay across the hole in the floor generated by the fire. The rubber tips on it were still intact, and the nearby bathtub was barely scorched. Somebody that lived in there ended up calling the gas company and screamed, "Dr. Bentley's burned up." Later on, his colleagues said that he looked white as a sheet. You know, and this is like where it gets crazy to me and why I can't hold in the laughter, because I know it sounds monstrous. It's very sad. These people lost their lives. There is gravity to that. But the idea of picturing just shoes and nobody there because they exploded into the world, that is crazy.
It's crazy, but have there been any recent cases?
Well, glad you asked. The most recent case of spontaneous human combustion occurred in Ireland in 2010.
What?
A 76-year-old man named Michael Faraday was found dead in his living room by local authorities. The man's neighbor had called the fire department and the police department upon hearing the fire alarms going off inside of Michael's house and seeing smoke billow out of the windows. When they found him, he was lying on his back with his head towards the fireplace, like in the living room. The fire had been entirely contained to that room, and the only damage that occurred as a result of the fire was to Michael's body, which was burnt to a crisp.
What?
The coroner subsequently made a statement to an inquiry, quote, "The fire was thoroughly investigated, and I'm left with the conclusion that this fits into the category of spontaneous human combustion, for which there is no adequate explanation whatsoever."
Oh my God.
Benjamin Radford, a science writer and deputy editor of the science magazine Skeptical Inquirer, contends, "Verity's case may not be as mysterious as it looks. There was, after all, an open fireplace close to his burned body. It seems likely that a spark or ember might have popped from the fire onto his clothing and caught his clothing on fire. It's not clear why the coroner conclusively ruled this explanation out. If spontaneous human combustion is a real phenomenon, why doesn't it happen more often?" he asked. But I'm like, to me, it's entirely plausible just on everything that we've talked about with what little we know.
Yeah.
Like the gases and everything could build up inside and start some sort of explosion.
Yeah. Holy shit. It feels biblical, you know?
Blasphemous.
Just like God's coming. He's coming to get you, you know?
But then you think about it, you think about like Jeannie Safran. It's like she was developmentally disabled. Like, it's not like she was like a shitty person.
No, I know. It just like, it feels like apocalyptic.
They've been smithed or something.
Something crazy.
Bitch, if you exploded, I don't even know.
I wouldn't put it past me.
If there's one person I could count on. This gassy gal right here. Oh my God.
That's crazy.
It was really interesting to learn about. There hasn't been that many cases. There was maybe one or two other ones that were very scarce in the details and like didn't really explain what happened. So I didn't include them. But I mean, I would love to know if any of you have any sort of stories or factoids about spontaneous human combustion. I know we have scientists and stuff that listen, so
send it over.
Send it on over. Let us know. But yeah, that's what had me spitting in my coffin this week. Couldn't stop it, and we'll definitely post pictures.
Yes, the pictures are the best.
I'm going to do a reenactment. We should like pick a day this month. We all post spontaneous human combustion day, and we just post a picture of our shoes.
Perfect.
Tag us in your spontaneous human combustion.
I'll put my Crocs. Your favorite.
Just with smoke coming out of them.
It's like, no, actually, Spencer lit them on fire because he hates when I wear them.
I do. I always call them ugly because they are.
Oh my gosh. Well, should we take another break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Okay.
Poof. We'll be right back.
Historium Canindum.
And we're back. Madison, what had you spinning in your coffin this week?
You know what, Spencer? I could not stop thinking about last week's episode about poison. And I told you guys there had to be a part 2.
And it's actually here.
We delivered. How about that?
Hey, baby, do we know how to deliver?
So I wanted to kind of still stay in that Victorian, Edwardian era.
She's wearing one of those dresses. Like, what if you were like super steampunk? You're wearing
those like, goggles.
The goggles with the hat and stuff. She's a Victorian gal.
Yeah.
That's Victorian secret.
Victorian secret.
Yeah, they give you poisoned clothes made of arsenic.
I wanted to continue with lead. I know I left off on lead paint, but lead was also added to a type of cheese that they made. I'm going to butcher this fucking name, but it's Gloucester cheese.
No, who?
Gloucester cheese.
Gloucester? Is it Gloucester?
Yep, it's red.
Gloucester.
Yeah, it's red. Yeah. They would add lead to that to make it more red. What are you from the Victorian era? How do you know that?
Yeah.
Nobody eats that.
I'm Edward the Edwardian.
Oh my God. So they would add that to make the Gloucestershire cheese more red.
Gloucester.
And They also added lead to wine, sugar, mustard, flour, all of it, okay?
Bring it back. I bet the flavor was popping. Shove your Cool Ranch Doritos. I want lead chips.
Well, you know what?
Huh.
Also sounds good.
What?
Some bread.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bread with lead?
Some white bread. Yep. So bread during this time was really important because it was cheap. It was filling. It went with everything. I mean, bread's always important. Come on. Who are we kidding? Even when I pretend to be on keto for a week.
For a day.
You know, Victorians were wild. They would not be caught dead with brown bread.
Oh my God.
Which is funny because I feel like now people are like, I will not be caught dead with white bread.
I know.
That's unhealthy.
No, I want the brown bread from the Cheesecake Factory specifically.
I bought a loaf of it.
They have it at like Ralph's and stuff.
So bomb. I would just eat it with butter. But back then, white bread was where it was at. So bakers would add to bread chalk.
No.
Yep.
Chalk?
Chalk was also used in quite a bit of foods. They made ice cream with chalk.
Mummy, can I have the chalk ice cream?
Let me have the ice cream.
Please, Mummy, you said.
They used one of my favorite products. You know I love plaster.
Uh-huh.
They added plaster of Paris.
To where?
To bread.
To bread?
Mm-hmm. Alum, which is so poisonous and terrible for you. Iron sulfate, again, terrible. And bone meal. These chemicals bleached the bread to be bright and white, and it also added volume to the bread. So
they were just all about the aesthetics.
Yeah, but it led to dehydration, diarrhea, death. It was terrible. Poisonous, honey.
Horrible.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
This is my soapbox.
Yeah, Madison feels real strong about this, okay?
Okay, this next one, I was... Again, we're not laughing because we're making fun of it. We're laughing at how fucking ridiculous.
It's outrageous.
Outrageous. So this next one, I actually Googled the pronunciation, okay?
Okay.
It's called strychnine.
Okay.
I would never have said it that way.
I'm familiar, only because of Cult Leader.
Oh, okay. Got it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's very poisonous. So
yes.
Strychnine, according to the CDC, is a white, odorless, bitter, crystalline powder that can...
You just described yourself. White, odorless, and bitter.
Oh, yeah. That can be taken by mouth. True. Inhaled or breathed in. True. Mixed in a solution and given intravenously. Injected directly into a vein.
Yeah, we know what intravenously means.
Oh, well, I didn't know. Strychnine is a strong poison, says the CDC. Only a small amount is needed to produce severe effects in people. Strychnine poisoning can cause extremely serious adverse health effects, including death. Now, during the Victorian ages, it was used to help with constipation and gas. So they said, just take a little bit of this and it'll relieve your bowels.
Yeah, you just need a little of this.
And it'll kill you. It was also used as an athletic sport enhancer for Victorian athletes.
What were they doing? Snapdragon. They didn't play sports.
No, listen. Grunge.com wrote about this in an article about Victorians. It says, quote, "For as long as there's been sport, there's been the desire to be the best. That's not odd. But what is odd is the doping Victorian athletes did for some weird sports, like pedestrianism, which was long-distance walking. Walkers would cover hundreds of miles over the course of a few days, and they did it by going around and round a track and around and around."
So that was their sport? They're just holding candlesticks, walking in a circle?
No, they didn't hold candlesticks.
I know. Just trying to picture Victoria.
Did I say that?
I probably would have been good at it. I have new candles coming in weekly.
I know. You are an inside out one. The Grunge article goes on to say, quote, "According to The Guardian, a pedestrianism scandal kicked off in 1876 when American competitor Edward Weston tried to cover 115 miles in a day.
Jesus Christ.
He finished less than 6 miles short. In order to stay awake, Weston chewed coca leaves throughout the race, and the outrage wasn't because he used coca. It was because he was also a participant in a physiological trial and he'd supposedly invalidated the results with coca. At any rate, Weston's chew was just one of the ways Victorian athletes fought off fatigue and muscle aches. They also used tonics, and those were anything from cocaine to alcohol to strychnine.
Oh my God, I loved all of that. If I was a teenager and you gave me strychnine, I probably would have done it.
Oh my God. But just wait.
Uh-huh.
It goes on to say, yes, strychnine, it's rat poison. And in high enough doses, it pulls the facial muscles into a smile as it shuts down the respiratory system while a person is still conscious. Jeez. According to IO9, athletes would inject strychnine to cause an effect not unlike coffee, but deadlier. Why not just drink coffee? So then I looked on the CDC website again. It says, quote, following the ingestion of strychnine, symptoms of poisoning usually appear within 15 to 60 minutes. People exposed to low or moderate doses of strychnine by any route will have the following signs or symptoms: agitation, apprehension or fear, ability to be easily startled, restlessness, painful muscle spasms, possibly leading to fever and kidney and liver injury, uncontrollable arching of the neck and back.
Yeah, you didn't hear about that? The dance craze?
Yeah, but...
when it was like 3 strychnines over the line. Suck it to me, one more time, get low.
Jaw tightness, muscle pain and soreness, difficulty breathing, dark urine, initial consciousness and awareness of symptoms. People exposed to high doses of strychnine may have the following signs and symptoms within the first 15 to 30 minutes of exposure, which would be respiratory failure, inability to breathe, possibly leading to death, and also brain death. Fucking strychnine, man. Like, I need to know more about this scandal, like these athletic scandals.
It's like the OG steroids, but also it also kind of ties into current day, because did you hear about that Russian girl, the figure skater who was apparently taking performance enhancing drugs, and so they still let her do it, but then they're like, but we're not having a medal ceremony, so all the people who worked their asses off.
Well, she said she had like a heart condition or something, right? Like,
no, you know what they tried to say?
What?
She must have mistakenly drank in her grandfather's drink that he drinks for his heart condition.
Oh, my mistake.
Give me a break.
Please. So then I found another article about these Victorian athletics.
Welcome to our Victorian athlete podcast.
On knowledgenuts.com, they wrote an article about strychnine, and I just have to read it a little bit. It makes me fucking laugh. Quote, the first recorded instance of using an injection of strychnine purely as a performance enhancer came in the 1904 Olympics in St. Louis. It's just fucking wild, like you see in a movie. The marathon was just as bizarre as the rest of the events, but one of the favorites to win was an American named Thomas Hicks. Denied water, Olympic overseers also thought this was a great time to study the effects of dehydration on athletes. Just fucking wild. They wouldn't give him water. He was given a dose of strychnine and egg whites and 11 kilometers, 7 miles, before the end of the race. They also had brandy, but they were saving that for emergencies. After the first person to cross the finish line was disqualified, he'd ridden part of the way in a car.
God.
Hicks finished the marathon, fueled with more strychnine and egg whites, this time washed down with some of the brandy. He started suffering from hallucinations, his skin turned gray, and he finished the race carried by the trainers that had doped him. They carried him across the finish line, but it counted. He was upright and his feet were moving back and forth.
What?
He was literally the people that doped him up.
They were carrying him?
They were carrying him, but he was still moving his legs.
No! Where are you going, baby? He was trying to go back to recharge.
Chewing coca leaves was also pretty popular among athletes for obvious stimulant reasons, and it was a favorite in one of the strangest of strange Victorian sports, the wobbles. Also called...
The wobbles?
Uh-huh.
Oh, give me a break.
Also called go as you please races. They were slightly more hardcore than they sound. Walkers would cover hundreds and hundreds of miles over the course of a race that might last a handful of days, and participants could suffer from injuries, from run-of-the-mill bleeding feet to tension throughout their legs and thighs, which would be sliced open to relieve the pressure.
Fuck.
These athletes in particular were known for chewing coca leaves as they walked, and we can't say that we entirely blame them. And then I read somewhere else that they would do alcohol foot baths for these athletes, like their feet would hurt, so they'd soak them in alcohol. And one of these athletes was sitting there soaking his feet, and someone came and lit him on fire.
No.
Yeah. But he survived and was like, I'm still fucking running.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Now let's move on to asbestos.
I'm doing as best as I can.
At this time, it was also known as the wonder material. Now, asbestos has been used for thousands of years. It was used by Greeks and Romans to weave clothing.
Popcorn ceiling.
Yeah, used as tablecloths. It was fireproof and used, obviously, for insulation. Revenges.org wrote an article about the wonder material and said, quote, asbestos went on to be used in a conservatively estimated 3,000 different products. A short list of the types of products include insulation, gaskets, cement, cigarette filters, electrical insulation, fireproofing, plastics, talcum powder, vinyl, textile cloths, and garments, so more deadly fucking clothes. Building materials, floor tile, adhesives, roofing products, fake snow, ceiling tiles, siding and vehicle brakes and clutches. And in old movies, oftentimes the snow that would be sprinkled down onto the actors was pure asbestos.
So magical. Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah.
It's like, well, the girl needed to go to an iron lung the next year.
Seriously. Over time, we've learned that asbestos poisoning will give you a dry cough, shortness of breath, tightening of the chest, clubbed toes and fingertip, and even death. Before I get to the last poison that I really want to talk about, I have a few notable mentions that aren't necessarily poison, but yes, they are. They're drugs. Heroin. Heroin was basically used as morphine because when it enters the body reacts to it like morphine.
Euphoric.
It was used and marketed as a cough suppressant, and it was literally like Bayer aspirin had heroin cough syrup, and it was marketed to children to treat common colds. In 1924, it was banned because everyone was getting addicted.
What? To heroin?
Oh, yeah.
You don't say.
You don't say.
Hey, you know Ned, who used to inject himself with strychnine so he could walk 500 miles?
Now he's got a heroin
He's addicted
problem.
to heroin.
Yeah.
He had to calm those legs.
Yep. Meth was marketed as a weight loss aid, as well as...
True, technically.
I mean, yeah. They're all posts, like there's an advertisement that was like had a woman with a dress on the advertisement looking beautiful. And it was like, methamphetamine. Great weight loss aid. Cocaine was like the cure-all drug.
Yes.
Also helped with weight loss. They also used it for like everything. Depression, pain, headaches. It was also supposedly a cure for alcoholism. So like, yeah.
Hey, you got a problem?
Switch over to this.
Give you another one.
So my last deadly poison is radium.
Ooh, remember I was saying last week, like the radium girls. Did you look into it?
I have known about radium since I was in elementary school.
Wow. She was poisoned. That's why she's green.
I was poison free. When I was in elementary school, we had to do this like whole project on really influential people. And I remember my mom kept pushing me to do Marie Curie. And I'm like, I wonder if she was pushing me like she had high hopes for me to like be a scientist.
Oh, I don't know. Baby dubs.
So if you don't know who Marie Curie is, she and her husband discovered radium. She was the first female Nobel Prize winner in physics, and she and her husband isolated radium in 1910. Now, as we know, radium is extremely dangerous and literally radioactive, but in 1910, they didn't know that. It was made and manufactured in the U.S. synthetically. It was used as an additive in many products. The Atlantic.com wrote an article about radium in the early 1900s saying, quote, "Radium was more than a medical cure-all. Adding radium to anything somehow made it better. The luminous metal was used in household products such as lipstick, chocolate, tonics, and of course, watches. Radium was put into chicken feed with the hopes the eggs would self-incubate or at least self-cook. I read about also, Spencer, energy drinks in the early 1900s, and it was crazy. It was literally water with radium in it.
Well, that'll put a pep in your step.
Red Bull, move over.
Yeah, you want wings? Try radium.
Radium was even used in toothpaste. It was an attraction at day spas. I guess you could literally soak in radium mud baths, which sounds insane knowing what we know about radium and radiation. There are still some spas that offer this in the US and in Japan.
Still?
Still.
Radium?
Yep.
I don't think so.
I saw it on the internet.
Then it must be true. The grunge.com? Courtney Love write that article?
It was touted as curing cancers, which, yes, radiation can kill cancerous cells, but it also kind of kills healthy cells too.
Well, that's why people get so sick from chemotherapy.
Mm-hmm. It also helped with constipation, which everything helped with constipation. I'm like, this is because they're eating fucking chalk. No wonder they're fucking constipated. It helped with arthritis. It literally anything and everything they used radium. The radium girls, like you mentioned last week briefly, I looked into, and it's wild. I don't know what's worse, lead paint or radium-infused paint, but the story is that radium was used in paint to give it that glow-in-the-dark effect, which was incredible and really helpful, especially during the First World War when soldiers needed to be able to see different dials and control panels and like watches.
Sure.
So business was booming because of radium paint, and many women took jobs in factories painting dials with radium. I read somewhere like the radium factories, it was easy work. They were able to sit and paint, and it paid like 3 times the salary of a normal job. There was such a need for it, and the pay was really good, and it was respectable. So a ton of women did it. Now, because sometimes the dials they were painting were so small, the paint needed to be really precise. So they were instructed to fucking lick their paintbrushes between each application so that it would like come to a really nice point.
Oh my God.
They were told like, hey, this is safe. Radium is great. You're drinking a radium energy drink. You're not going to lick your paintbrush. You know what I mean? The women who worked in these factories were very identifiable. Like at night, they glowed.
But in the dark?
Like their hands, I'm assuming their mouth, their hair.
Their teeth, probably.
Their teeth. No, they would paint their nails with it so they'd glow. They'd put it on their teeth so they'd glow. I read in another article on allthingsinteresting.com that women would wear their ball gowns to work on a Friday night so that during the weekend when they would wear their gowns, they would glow. So like the radium paint would get on it. That same article talks about the horrible outcomes of working with radium. Molly Magia was a radium girl, and the article says, quote, "She went to the dentist who told her the molar needed to come out. A few weeks later, she was back to have the tooth next to the one pulled. Neither wound healed, but they grew together and seeped blood and pus into Molly's mouth.
Oh my God.
More teeth had to come out after that. By May, her dentist thought Molly needed surgery to remove a fast-growing abscess he'd found on her jaw. When he got the gums open, the bone didn't look right as it was too ashy and gray, so he gently prodded it with his finger. To his shock and horror, the whole bone crumbled under his fingertip like ashes in a fireplace."
Yeah. You know what? My favorite murder covered the Radium Girls on an episode. Yeah. I vaguely like remember parts of this, but crazy. That's how I knew about them last week, but it blows my mind.
It's just scary to think, like, what? I'm sure there's going to be stuff in 50 years that we're going to be like, why did we ever use that?
All comes back full circle, babe. Just fucking live your life. Have fun.
Live your life. And then it goes on to say, quote, instead of removing a tumor, he wound up digging Molly's entire left jaw out with nothing but his finger. Unbeknownst to him, the radium had perforated the bone cells and stripped them of calcium. It had, like a little machine gun, shredded the collagen inside the bone and left it as little more than a pile of splinters.
Bitch, imagine going to the dentist to get a cavity filled or something, and then he's like, just pushes his finger and your jaw falls off. Your
jaw's just done.
Oh my God.
It continues to say that summer, the rest of Molly's jaw came out, followed by bits of her inner ear. By September of 1922, 8 months after her first toothache, Molly Magia was dead. The tumors had cut into her jugular veins and flooded her throat with blood, choking her to death in bed.
Jesus Christ.
Molly wasn't the only girl this happened to. Radium passes easily through the gums and into the blood. So around the time Maggie got sick, all sorts of odd symptoms were cropping up among the shop girls. One suffered a total collapse of her vertebrae. As the radiation did to her spine what it had done to Maggie's jaw, others developed skin cancer, cataracts, throat cancer, and other symptoms of long-term radiation exposure, such as loose teeth and hair loss. So once people started having all of these symptoms and these terrible deaths, and they linked it back to working in the radium factories. And
we can't figure out what it is, but she's glowing in the dark.
Well, okay, so there were company cover-ups, there were lawsuits, there's a whole slew of bullshit that these girls had to face. I also read that, like, people then turned against them and they were kind of ostracized. Like, it was just a whole fucked up thing. A lot of the people died pretty young and died slow, painful deaths. There was one woman who passed away maybe like 20 years ago. She was like 103.
Wow.
And she worked in the radium factory. But she only worked there for a couple days because she thought that the taste of radium was like disgusting. So she did not go back. But other than that, most of these women were radioactive. At death, they had to be buried in lead coffins. And throughout all the lawsuits and stuff, Molly's body was exhumed in 1927. And her body, when they took it out, literally glowed.
Whoa.
Yeah. There might have to be a part 3 of Poisons, but not next week.
You're like, I need a break.
God.
That's crazy.
I know.
God, the more you know.
The more you know.
We're going to take another quick break, and then we will get into our obituaries. We'll be right back.
And we're back. What lovely person do you have for us?
I have the obituary for Marsha P. Johnson this week.
Yes, okay.
A transgender pioneer and activist who was a fixture of Greenwich Village street life. Marsha P. Johnson, if you don't know, you're about to. She was an activist, a sex worker, a drag performer, and for nearly 3 decades, a fixture of street life in Greenwich Village. This is her obituary from the New York Times that they published much later after she passed, because she didn't start getting the recognition she deserved until semi-recently. But some of the language in it is dated, so there are, if you go and find it, certain words that I'm editing. She was a central figure in a gay liberation movement energized by the 1969 police raid on the Stonewall Inn. She was a model for Andy Warhol. She battled severe mental illness. She was usually destitute and for much of her life effectively homeless. When she died at 46 under murky circumstances in summer of 1992, Johnson was mourned by her many friends, but her death did not attract much notice in the mainstream press. Which, you know, not surprising. She's a black woman. She's trans. In the years since, however, interest in her legacy has soared. She's been praised for her insistent calls for social and economic justice, for working on behalf of homeless street youth ostracized by their families for being gay or otherwise not conforming to traditional ideas about gender, and later for her advocacy on behalf of AIDS patients. Some have called her a saint. Many transgender people have also come to hail Johnson and her longtime friend and colleague Sylvia Rivera as pioneering heroes. The term transgender was not in wide use in Johnson's lifetime. She usually used female pronouns for herself, but also on occasion referred to herself as gay or simply as a queen. Marsha P. Johnson could be perceived as the most marginalized of people, Black, queer, gender nonconforming, and poor, said Susan Stryker, an associate professor of gender and women's studies at the University of Arizona. You might expect a person in such a position to be fragile, brutalized, beaten down. Instead, Marsha had this joie de vivre, a capacity to find joy in a world of suffering. She channeled it into political action and did it with a kind of fierceness, grace, and whimsy with a loopy, absurdist reaction to it all. Johnson was born, it has her dead name, on August 24th of 1945 in Elizabeth, New Jersey, the fifth of 7 children in a working-class family. Her grandfather, Malcolm Michael Sr., worked on the assembly line at a General Motor factory in Linden. Her mother, the former Alberta Claiborne, was a housekeeper. Johnson was around 5 when she began to wear dresses, but felt pressure to stop because of other children's aggression, which is kind of, now that I'm reading it, it just takes me back to your obituary in the beginning, where you're just like, come on, just fucking let people live.
Yeah.
Later, Johnson said in an interview towards the end of her life, she was sexually assaulted by another boy who was around 13. She began attending the Mount Teman African Methodist Episcopal Church as a child and practiced her Christian faith throughout her life. Later, she was drawn to Catholicism and visited houses of worship of other faiths frequently. She graduated from Thomas A. Edison High School in Elizabeth in 1963 and promptly moved to New York City. She later recalled with $15 and a bag of clothes. It was not an easy time to live outside the sexual mainstream. Although New York State downgraded sodomy from a felony to a misdemeanor in 1950, persecution of gay people and criminalization of their activities were still common. Same-sex dancing in public was prohibited. The state liquor authority banned bars from serving gay people alcoholic beverages. People could be charged with sexual deviancy for cross-dressing, and police enforcement was often arbitrary. After arriving in New York, Johnson alternated between going by her given name and a persona she had created, Black Marsha. She engaged in sex work and was often arrested. She stopped counting after the 100th time, she later said, and was once in the late 70s even shot. She could often be found in seedy hotels near Times Square, including the Dixie Hotel on West 43rd Street. The ones that make the most money was the boys that could wear their own hair, with just a little bit of makeup, she later recalled. Johnson was a key figure in the disturbances that followed a police raid at the Stonewall Inn, a gay bar on Christopher Street, early in the morning of June 28, 1969. Many legends have grown around the event, often characterized as a riot, but more recently described as a rebellion or uprising. But the evidence suggests that Johnson was among the vanguard of those who resisted the police, according to David Carter, the author of Stonewall, The Riots That Sparked a Gay Revolution. She was just 23 at the time. Stonewall helped to galvanize a more assertive, even militant gay rights movement. It prompted the first gay pride parades in 1970. That same year, Johnson joined Rivera in founding Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries, or STAR as it was called, to advocate for young transgender people, and for a time house, clothe, and feed them from a tenement at 213 East 2nd Street. Starr grew out of the Gay Liberation Front, which advocated for sexual liberation and pushed to align gay rights with other social movements. Her goal, she declared in an interview for a 1972 book, was to see gay people liberated and free and have equal rights that other people have in America. With her, quote, gay brothers and sisters out of jail and on the streets again, she added, in a reference to the radical politics of the time, we believe in picking up the gun, starting a revolution if necessary. The 1970s were a time of greater visibility for Johnson. Tall and slender, she had a knack for commanding attention. Her outfits, red plastic high heels, slippers and stockings, shimmering robes and dresses, costume jewelry, bright wigs, plastic flowers, and even artificial fruit in her hair were often assembled from scavenged or discarded materials. There's so many good pictures of her. I was nobody from Nowheresville until I became a drag queen, she said in a 1992 interview. Among those who noticed was Warhol. He took Polaroids of Johnson and included her in Ladies and Gentlemen, a 1975 portfolio of screen prints depicting drag queens and transgender revelers at the Gilded Grape, a nightclub. Johnson was also part of a drag performance group, Hot Peaches, that began performing in 1972. She told anyone who asked, including once a judge, that her middle initials stood for Pay It No Mind. The surname came from a Howard Johnson's restaurant where she liked to hang out. Yet life was never easy for Johnson. She had the first in what she said was a series of breakdowns in 1970 and was in and out of psychiatric institutions after that. I may be crazy, but that don't make me wrong, she often said. She was generally known for her warmth and charisma, but also could get into physical scraps and be frightening to others. She would wander off, start off talking about one thing and end up miles away. People would say that drugs had ruined her mind, that she was a permanent space cadet. In 1980, a pivotal year for Johnson, she was invited to ride in the lead car of New York's annual Gay Pride Parade and began living at the home of a close friend, the gay activist Randy Wicker, in Hoboken, New Jersey. She cared for Wicker's lover, David Combs, before he died of AIDS in 1990. Grieving for her friend, she could sometimes be found prostrate before a statue of the Virgin Mary at the Catholic community of Saints Peter and Paul in Hoboken. She was also an AIDS activist, attending protests by and meetings of ACT UP, the AIDS advocacy organization. In a June 26, 1992 interview, Johnson said she had been HIV positive for 2 years. They called me a legend in my own time because there were so many queens gone, and I'm one of the few queens left from the 70s and 80s, she said. Several days later, she was seen for the last time. On July 6 of 1992, her body was pulled from the Hudson River near the Christopher Street Piers. Her death was quickly ruled a suicide, a determination that many of her friends and acquaintances questioned. Later in 1992, authorities reclassified the case to drowning from undetermined causes, and in 2012, they agreed to take a fresh look at her case, which officially remains open. Johnson has been the subject of several film projects and documentaries. In 2017 by David France, his film The Death and Life of Marsha P. Johnson, which I actually watched because I've thought about covering it on Cult Leader before her story, because there's a lot of questions around it. Johnson's ability to mix flamboyant joy with determined activism is a central part of her legacy. As long as gay people don't have their rights all across America, she once said, there's no reason for celebration. Just such an incredible pioneer in a lot of ways. And I mean, just was out there doing the work before a lot of people were.
It's also incredible that when people pass away, they finally get recognized. And it's refreshing that they reopened the case.
Sure. It's just a shame they took so long to do it. I mean, they just want to rule it a suicide because they were like, oh, let's just keep moving. Let's keep moving. I feel like you've probably seen way more about her now, or probably a lot more people are familiar with her now with the whole rise of the Black Lives Matters movement. So I feel like there was a lot more information online. There's a lot more like infographics out there and things like that. But yeah, incredible person. Everyone should watch the documentary, though.
We should watch it tonight.
Yeah. We're going to take one more quick break, and then we'll be right back. And we're back.
I have an obituary for a man. His obituary is short and sweet, but I liked his philosophy on life. His name is David F. Avery, and I found his obituary on legacy.com. I was just searching through him and I just read it and I liked him. David F. Avery, 71, passed away on Friday, August 9th, 2019 at home. In honoring his wishes, there will be no calling hours. A celebration of his life will be held at the convenience of the family. David was born on November 3rd, 1947 in Waterloo and was son of the late Fred G. and Helen Avery. He graduated from Waterloo High School. David worked as a pattern maker in the carpentry shop at Gould's Pumps and was the only employee to record 50 plus years. He enjoyed riding his Harley Davidson, playing bocce, and hanging with his friends at Dewey's. David was a cancer survivor and will always be remembered by his easygoing and kind personality. He loved his family very much. Dave lived his life with the philosophy that life's journey is not to arrive at the grave safely in a well-preserved body, but rather to skid in sideways, totally worn out, shouting,
Yes.
Holy shit, what a ride.
Yeah. I fucking love that.
I love him. He is survived by his daughter, sons, brothers, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and cousins. We love him. Love that.
Ugh, that's how I want to slide into my grave, or the retort.
Yeah. Whatever we decide, who knows what we'll decide on.
Who knows? Life might decide for us, and we might just fucking combust spontaneously.
I know. Perfect. Save our families a little.
Yeah, just bury my shoe, babe.
That's it.
That's all you need. I want to like shake it off. I feel like we need to like stand and jiggle it out. We've done a lot of reading today. We've gone from serious to silly to serious to silly.
This is an important episode, people.
Yeah, we got a lot to say, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's fucking go out with a bang. It's time for some dumb.ass criminals. Let's do it. Oh, bitch, are you ready for this? We got a real shit disturber from Canada today.
Shit, what?
A shit disturber. This happened in May of 2018 at a chain restaurant, Tim Hortons, in British Columbia. I think it's like a fast food chain. Apparently, this woman comes in. She'd been exhibiting some odd behavior.
Okay.
Looked a little disheveled. Apparently, she showed up at this location a few times, just kind of being a little messy, causing a ruckus. She asked to use the restroom, and they were like, sorry, no, because, I don't know, she's caused problems there before. And she said, you know what? Fuck it. Okay. I don't need you to buzz me in, okay? I don't need you to give me a key.
Oh,
Hell,
no.
I don't even need a bathroom.
Oh, no.
She unties her sweater from around her waist, unbuckles her pants, and leans up against a booth, and then drops a log on the floor
Your order's ready.
of the establishment. Order up. Ding! The booty bandit then reached down, but she wasn't taking it to go. She instead...
Oh, no. She was eating there?
She instead hurled the turd at the employees behind the counter and was arrested shortly after. And baby, talk about a shitty day at work.
Oh my God. Well, good. I'm glad she's arrested, you dumbass. What a bitch.
There's grosser details too. Like apparently she like wiped herself with napkins and threw those and tried to like wipe it on the employees too.
Give it up.
Oh,
girl.
do it in private.
Yeah, go find a different bathroom.
Have some decency.
Oh my God, but keep doing it so we can report about it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well.
Oh, and there's like video of it too. I'll show you.
Oh, we'll post the video.
I don't think we can post somebody excreting.
Oh.
I also did notice that you posted a scrotum.
I didn't realize.
I saw
Everyone's
like comments coming in, and
sheep.
I was like, did you post a scrotum? And I went and looked at the pictures, and I was sure as shit. There's some fucking low hangers chilling.
Oopsie daisy. All right, well, my dumb criminal took place on December 18th in 2013.
Olivia's birthday and Hot Dog's birthday.
Aw, well,
Where was it? Florida?
No, it was in Britain. It
oh
was
my God, look at us getting worldly.
international.
We've gone international, babe.
Gary Ruff or Gary Rue. It's spelled rough, so we're just going to go with rough because this is rough. Gary Ruff, a 28-year-old plumber, walked into Ladbrokes in Glasgow. Ladbrokes is like a place where you place bets for things like sports and horse racing. When he walked in, he went up to a bookie, which if you aren't familiar with a bookie, it is someone who accepts bets, places bets, etc. This bookie worked at Ladbrokes, so he didn't find it odd that Gary came up to him, but he did find it odd when Gary started demanding cash. He then flashed what looked like a sawed-off shotgun that he flashed at the bookie and demanded more cash again. There was a full stick-up, people. An off-duty officer happened to be there and was able to apprehend Gary. I guess he ran over and was able to knock Gary to the floor and completely saved the day. When Gary was being arrested, they obviously apprehended his weapon immediately. And it was not a sawed-off shotgun.
What was it?
It was not even a gun. It was a cucumber.
Oh, I remember him. You did this on Patreon days,
It's one of my favorites.
Oh, I forgot about him. I'm like listening to the story all in 10. I'm like, and then what happened? And then what happened?
A cucumber with a black sock over it.
Oh my God, that's the worst kind.
The worst. You better watch out.
You know he's dangerous.
Oh my God, not the socks. Even Gary himself was in disbelief, I guess. He was quoted saying, "It was a fucking cucumber. Am I going to jail for this?" He also was telling authorities that it was only a dare that he was carrying out. It was only a joke. Now, I don't know about you, but I think he should absolutely be charged the same as if he had a real weapon. You can't put a price on the fear and trauma that it probably caused the poor bookie. Also, I wonder if the bookie had handed over money, if the off-duty cop didn't apprehend him, if he would have walked out with the money.
Of course he would have.
Of course he would have.
He's the type to put a sock over a cucumber. He's a real bad guy.
When Gary had to show up to the court the following week, he did admit that it was pretty stupid. And
gosh, guys, I'm real sorry about that.
The courts did not go easy on him. He was sentenced to 40 months in jail.
Oh my God.
Imagine being in jail for armed robbery.
They're like, what are you in for?
What are you in for? And he's like, well,
It's cucumber, you see? And put a sock over it. They're all like,
big cucumber, you see?
Bad guy.
God. One last thought. Did they have to bring the cucumber in and store it, like with all the other evidence?
Storage. I'm sure there's a refrigerated section and...
Oh, there has to be.
Yeah.
All the body parts?
Oh, sure.
I would kill to be able to visit one of those
evidence rooms.
One of those
yabba dabba
evidence rooms. All of the crazy shit you talk about on Cult Leader, and then researching dumb criminals. That place is probably fucking lit. Lit up.
It's probably got strychnine and
strychnine and caca.
Fucking radium.
Duty.
Nope. Didn't land. Oh my God. Talk about some dumbasses. I love it. And I love you. And I love all of you out there. And if you love us too, hey, maybe try leaving us a little review.
Yeah.
You can follow us online on Instagram at obituarypod. Write to us, obitpod@gmail.com. And you can fucking, what else can they do, Madison? You tell them.
You can check us out on Cameo. And you can check us out on anywhere you listen to podcasts and leave us a review and rate us 5 stars.
Yeah, only 5 stars accepted. Yeah. We decline any others. No, thank you. But that's all for this week. We'll be back next week with some more coffin spinners,
obituaries,
and dumb
ass
criminals. Good fucking bye.
Bye.